Hello fellow music makers, I'm Nate Barris and welcome to my live studio sessions for the 7th of October 2019. How the devil are you? Sort out my shit. Yeah, welcome to another stream, guys. I can't remember how long it's been since I streamed, to be honest, but here we are again. It's not been too long. I'm starting to get into the rhythm of streaming now, so it's good. I'm streaming regularly. So today we've got a nice Avicii wallpaper there. Rest in peace. And also today, let me just clean some shit up. Also today, I've got a new track for you guys that I've been working on, and I believe this is quite different from what I usually make. It's kind of, I don't know, like poppy, something you'd hear on the radio. I say that like every so often. It just means it's a bit more of a departure from what I usually make, which is more like kind of EDM, I don't know, almost undergroundy sort of, well, not underground, but you know, kind of a lot more specific genre of music, whereas this is a lot more commercial. We do have some awesome vocals in this track by Tina Ferinetti. I think that's right, Ferinetti. Really good vocals, and they fit really well with the track that I was already making. I found them online. My original plan was I was listening to some Marshmello tracks. My kids like Marshmello tracks. I think it's due to Fortnite and whatnot. But anyway, I was listening to them and they asked me to start making a Marshmello track. So I thought, you know what, I'll have a go at it. And my original plan was to kind of record them doing some vocals and kind of pitch it up, not to release or anything like that, but you know, to kind of just have a laugh with kids, really. Which then brought me to I started making this track without these vocals on them, and then I tried recording their audio and it just wasn't working out, like, you know. And then I found these vocals and I ended up having to manipulate them quite a lot with Melodyne to kind of fit in key and stuff like that, and get the timing right, because the timing was the original vocal was quite a lot faster than my track. I think it was like 136 BPM. And we're on 128, so the vocal was quite a lot faster, so I had to do a bit of timing work. But Melodyne is a godsend. I love Melodyne, it's so good. Yeah, I mean, this point yesterday I had about 20 tracks just on my vocals, but I've bounced them in place and got them, you know, looking all right. I think there's some volume automation that I still need to work on here, because as you can see just by the waveform here, this part's a bit louder. So I have done a bit of volume automation to bring that down a touch, but I think I might have to go back to the original vocal. I mean, you can see the original vocals here, and they were a bit louder, but I think with my processing on top, it's made it a bit more louder. So I might go back and do that, or just automate the volume like I've done a bit more, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll stop blabbering on about it, and I'll let you guys listen. So here it is. This is Sensual. This is going to be my new track on the album, and this is featuring Tina Ferinetti.
Let's create more density. Sparks turn into fire unintentionally. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all. Squeeze me, show me that you're sensual. I'm feeling sexual. Just one more night, 'cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all. Squeeze me, show me that you're sensual. I'm feeling sexual.
So that's what we've got so far. I have been working on this quite a lot over the last couple of days, obviously off stream. So this is about 2 days worth of work, but quite a few hours in those 2 days. I've been kind of hooked on it. There is a few issues with this track. I mean, the mixing's not 100% at the moment. The kick, well, more so the sidechain from the kick isn't in time. So the actual pumping of the instruments, the bass and the these chords and stuff like that, are actually reacting to the actual kick. I'm just using the LFO tool here, just as a quick and dirty method. So we're just kind of pumping to a normal four bar kick, just boof, 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 and that's what my sidechain's reacting to. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I keep it like that. I did try last night to try and fix that by using an actual compressor to sidechain from my actual kick, but it kind of messed with the groove a little bit too much. It lost a lot of its flavor and a lot of its excitement in these drop bits. So I don't know if I'll revisit that or I'll just keep it how it is. Anything else? So the vocals, I've kind of made a second verse out of bits and bats because the original loop wasn't that long. Literally, like, that's how long the original loop was, and I've kind of made 2 verses out of that using they use a bit more of the vocal, which you can see down here, but I'm not sure if I can use that. So this is the bit that I have spare. Bear in mind, this is unprocessed, I think. Now this is without any effects on it. This is how I received the vocal.
You should learn from your mistakes. Keep on giving me a heartache. I need a retake. Et vous, baby, let me have you.
So, and then it goes on to that little bit. That's on the second verse. That's the bit that I clipped out there. So these bits here, I'm not sure if I can fit those in or if they'll fit anywhere. Maybe a kind of little second mini break sort of thing. I don't know. Obviously, the structure of the track is there. Now, I don't want to have too much of an intro or too much of an outro, but we're only at 2 minutes 15, which is a problem. We need to lengthen it out a little bit. So without it feeling boring, I mean, now it moves along pretty nicely, but we do need to extend it a little bit. Or we could just leave it. I mean, I don't like holding myself to like imaginary, boundaries. I don't want to say, oh, it has to be 3 minutes long, or you know what I mean. If it doesn't need to be 3 minutes long, it doesn't need to be 3 minutes long. So yeah, that's my new track. I hope you guys like it. You'll have to let me know in the comments below if you do like it. Anything else that you need to know about it? I think this is a great example of using the reverse reverb on vocals. It really adds to it, and it fills in a lot of these spaces in the vocal. As you can see, there's quite a lot of just dead audio there, but with these reverse reverbs, which you've seen me do a million times on stream. So if you don't know how to do that, if you just watch any of my streams when I'm using vocals.
Baby, let's create more density. Sparks turn into fire unintentionally. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Oh.
So I wouldn't recommend you do it on every little break in audio. Obviously, you want the illusion that the singer is having to breathe. You don't want them to constantly be singing. So yeah, every now and then just sprinkle them in there if you have a lot of dead audio everywhere, and it kind of adds a little bit of flavor. I mean, on its own, it doesn't sound too amazing, but when you actually play it with the song, you can barely tell it's there, but it adds to it. It adds kind of a vocal effect that is actually made from your vocal. So this is bounced out audio from this vocal. So obviously you can't see the reverb and stuff that I added onto there because I bounced it out. But all I did was capture the first phrase of each bit that I wanted, added a long reverb onto that, bounced it out, and then reversed the audio so you get like a build up to it. And that's the same here for the little intro bit here. So that's.
Let's create more density.
And then we have the finger snaps, which I love. I love a nice, good finger snap. I might make them a little bit louder, actually.
Yeah. Sparks turn into fire unintentionally. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, locked
which is you know, running these vocal chops. So they're not actually processed audio from that vocal, but they really fit really well. Obviously, we got a lot of reverb and, you know, EQ and stuff on there, but so this is just a preset that I had from Flume, which is Echo Soundworks. As you know, guys know, I use a lot of Echo Soundworks stuff. I think they're absolutely awesome. So that's just a preset in there. And that's following the MIDI information from the actual chords, so it's, you know, it's in key as well, which is great. Place. We want to insert silence between locators. And we could put some of this in here. And like I said, just extending this break a little bit before the second verse comes in. We can kind of add all our bells and whistles back in there. That. I'll do a bit of audio there. Bit of an artifact there that we can get rid of. And we'll bring that back in here. The vocal. Don't really have to be perfect with those. You want kind of a bit of bleed on it. Yeah, so we're just kind of adding. We've added like 16 bars there, haven't we? So yeah, what we need, 16 bars is quite a long time, so we need to kind of make that interesting. Once we get to here, it's going to start, it's just repeating, so we need to do something there.
Just one more night, 'cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me.
You can make them a bit lower.
Baby, let me have you just one more night, 'cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body. Baby, let me.
So we're just adding a bit of variation to the chords really, so we're just not repeating the same chord progression.
Baby, let me have you just one more night, 'cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Baby, let me have you just one more night, 'cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Baby, let me have.
They don't quite fit amazingly, but the idea's there. I'll probably come back to that sooner or later, because when I'm working on chords like this, I don't really like to stream it because it's just listening to the same thing for about an hour trying to perfect it. So I don't really like spending too much time on them on stream. So yeah, I'll probably come back to that later tonight.
Baby, let me have you just one more night, 'cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body.
So that doesn't sound too bad, but then when this hits, it doesn't fit. So it's going to need a different kind of. We're going to have to build that chord progression out.
Baby, let me have you just one dynamite. Feel my body moving in.
Kind of needs to go like that. I think in G minor out here. That's good.
Baby, let me have you just one more night, 'cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body dynamite. Feel my body dynamite. Feel my feel my body moving in. Feel my body moving in. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your body moving in ecstasy.
I'm well aware I said I wouldn't do this on stream, but I just can't help it.
Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline. Moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all. Ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all.
Doesn't sound very good.
Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Baby, let me have you just. Baby, let me have you just one more night, 'cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline. Ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Baby, let me have you just one more. Ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all.
So that bit doesn't sound great, does it? Like I said, we'll come back to that.
Density. Let's create more.
We can kind of play around with the vocals, I suppose. So we could, like, you know, filter them out and be like, really get the delay and reverb up there to kind of make it like a backing. I just do there. Kind of down.
Let's create more density. Baby, let me have your density. Baby, let me have you just one more night. 'Cause there is no Baby, let me have you just one more night. 'Cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in density. Baby, let me have you just one. Baby, let me have you just. Baby, let me have you just one more night.
We need to get that transition a bit better because that sound, the transition's not great there.
Density. Baby, let me have you just. Baby, let density. 'Cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in ecstasy. And pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all me. Squeeze me, show me that you're sensual. I'm feeling sexual. I'm feeling sexual. I'm feeling sexual.
And then there on that second beat, I want a kind second 16 bars. I want a kind of pitch up just of bars, but then for the second 16 bars, I want it to go maybe just the first 4 bars. Sorry, it's just gonna be like boom, something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of, and then back to normal. Boom. Might be able to quickly do that here. Find some sort of kind of growl or just a wobble. In fact, just the thing for that. I downloaded. Substance. Save that because Contact's a bit funny. You loading? Hello? Wow, that has a long tail, doesn't it? And then what I'm going to probably do is automate some pitch bend. That kind of won't work because the actual audio is going down while we're trying to pitch bend up, so we need to find a different sound than that. Well, I like that. It's kind of bendy, isn't it? I also like that. I think we have to do the same with these synths, don't we? Kind of duplicate, get them that down, do that with it. Again, pitch bend those motherfuckers. Why do I keep getting notifications? But I'm not getting notifications. Yeah. Someone will call me if it's important. We'll set that to latch. Sounds crap. That is not how I want that to sound. Do, tsh, boo, doo, 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 doo. Maybe just totally change that instrument. I don't know, but okay. It's kind of just about that. Don't bypass that again there. Them there and do some weird shit with them as well. I don't know, I'm just kind of pissing about here, seeing what we come up with. Probably don't need that. Got it. Crazy as we've got it. Cute. Could probably do a little bit of a automation with the endless smile, sorry. I'm just kind of getting that up there. Maybe cut the kick out. Copy scene. That would be it. Oh, we can just use a built-in one. Right, so I'm just going to delete some stuff here to try and it's better. And then we delete all this extra shit because we don't want artifacts popping up anywhere, and if we have all that extra stuff, it can lead to artifacts coming up all over the place that we don't want. I actually like that glitched effect. Right, so we've got a bit of variation in that second drop now. It's just that middle break really we need to start working on. Yeah.
Let's create more density. Sparks turn into fire unintentionally. Feel my body moving in ecstasy. And pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and get you home. Squeeze me, show me that you're sensual. I'm feeling sexual.
So with Endless Smile, you've got to be very careful you don't overdo it because it might sound alright and then it's very overused if used too much. But if I hear someone's track that has used Endless Smile, I can instantly tell that they've used Endless Smile and they've turned it up too much because it gives a very distinct sound to it. That kind of, I don't know, bouncy, echoey sound. So you've got to be very careful with it. I don't really like using it on these settings, but I feel like I do want to increase the intensity of it a little bit. Have you just one more night? 'Cause there's maybe not that bit, but this bit.
just one more night. Baby, let me have you just one more night. 'Cause there is no diffusing. Baby, let me have you just one more night. Baby, let me have you just one more night. 'Cause there is no diffusing. Just one more night, 'cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in. Baby, let me have you just one more night, 'cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all me, squeeze me, show me that you're sensual. Over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all me, squeeze me, show me that you're sensual. I'm feeling sexual. I'm feeling sexual. I'm feeling sexual.
Don't think we want that, do we? But what we can do is we have a gain on there, so we can kind of automate that to shut the hell up. So we can just kind of mute, can't we? So. And then we want the same here, don't we? So. No MIDI all samples. No, we have a lot of MIDI, guys. How you doing, Marwick? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, there's MIDI there. No, it's not all samples. That's not how I roll.
Let's create more density. Sparks turn into fire unintentionally. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all me, squeeze me, show me that you're sensual. I'm feeling sexual.
Every now and then I keep hearing a bit of distortion. It happened like over here and then just there. I don't know. This is what I'm talking about, the feedback. Kind of get a feedback loop when you've got like effects running and stuff like that. Sometimes you get just like a spike in effects. I need to track them down at some point. Now the distortion here is probably from that bass that I've added, so that probably needs to come down a little bit. Probably EQ that down a little tad.
Over me.
I want it to be like kind of subtle. I don't really want to hear it. I just want it to add a bit of meat to the blow end.
Over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all the squeeze.
We can also get rid of that note there as well.
Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all the squeeze. Show me that you're sensual. I'm feeling sexual.
I feel like there's some flickering going on there. There's something happening on that master channel. Maybe because they don't line up, maybe. Maybe that back one. That side chain's a bit too much. Volume automation there's a bit. Need to let a bit more in. That transition there still doesn't sound great. We need to find a better way for that. Maybe use Endless Smile again to kind of ramp it up. He says after just talking to the camera, telling people not to overuse Endless Smile.
Baby, let me have you just one more night. 'Cause there. Baby, let me have you just one more night. 'Cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in ecstasy. And pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all me. Squeeze me, show me that you're sensual over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all me. Squeeze me, show me that you're sensual. I'm feeling sexual.
Baby, just give start bringing that in again, I think.
I'm feeling sexual.
Can automate the reverb here.
Baby, let me have you just one more night.
Don't really think that.
Have you, baby, let me have you just one more night.
It's better. 32 again, 30-ish.
Baby, let me.
Hey Jens, how you doing? Welcome to the stream.
Baby, let me have you just one more night. Baby, let me have you just one more night.
I think that's a better reverb actually, so I'm probably just going to copy that reverb over to here. We'll check that makes, yeah. Hi. Let's listen to that.
Feel my body moving in ecstasy and pour your gasoline all over me.
I think that sounds better, doesn't it?
Feel my body moving in ecstasy and pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all. Squeeze me, show me that you're sensual. I'm feeling sexual.
How long have you been producing? About 10 years. I've been doing a lot of music work over my life, really. I was DJing before that, so I kind of, you know, it's not really the same, but I was DJing and, you know, that's how I got my introduction to music, I guess, is DJing. And then, you know, I think DJing got became very saturated a few years ago. So I decided, screw that, I'm going to make my own music. And that's when I started making music, really bad music with just samples and stuff like that. And then it's just kind of grown from there over the, probably even longer than 10 years, to be honest. Let me try and get my time frames right. Yeah, it's got to be about, in fact, no. Yeah, it's got to be about maybe even 12 years I've been DJing, I've been producing for. And this is all self-taught, like, so I know 12 years is a very long time. But yeah, I'm very self-taught and stuff like that, so keep that in mind. Right, so we're kind of getting somewhere with this middle break now. It's kind of different, which is great.
Just one more night. Baby, let me have you just one more night.
So that's volume doesn't really fit with what I want there. So to cut that automation, bring that down, that, and then turn this track down a little bit. What about yourself? Are you producing? How long have you been producing for, if so?
Baby, let me have you just one more night. Baby, let me have you just one more night. Baby, let me have you just one more night. 'Cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Baby, let me have you just one more night. 'Cause there is no diffusing this dynamite. Feel my body moving in ecstasy, and pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all me, squeeze me, show me that you're sensual.
You want this?
Pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all me, squeeze me.
Do we have a controllable cutoff on serum here, or do I have to add my own? I haven't done any automation on that filter actually, so I'm going to do both. I'm going to use this filter that's already on here and then kind of add my own. What am I doing? Press all the wrong buttons. Go, so we can kind of. Add a auto filter on there as well. Maybe not 0, but you know, about 20-30%, and then kind of filter that up as well. I've been producing for the last 4 years, also self-taught, just having a little bit of a musically block right now. That's why I'm checking out what you're doing. I think everybody suffers with musical blocks. It's part of it, really. You've just got to kind of push through it. What I like to do when I've got my musical block is make something totally out of my comfort zone. Also try making a remix of a track. If you Google some MIDI files for a track, you know, and just kind of mess about with it. Don't aim to make a track. Aim to just learn how some new techniques and stuff. That's how I like to do. That's kind of how I made this track, because I'm very more of like an EDM kind of guy, and you know, dead mousey kind of stuff. And this is much more like poppy and kind of commercial, and that's how I kind of started with this track. You know, and something came out of it, so it's great. But I think the more you're trying to achieve the end goal of making a track and finishing a track or finishing an album, the harder it becomes. You need to just enjoy the process, enjoy messing about, you know what I mean? Little mistakes, you know, to quote Bob Ross, try and make those nice little mistakes and understand it's all part of the process. That is my advice to anybody who is musically blocked.
Hold me, feed me. Pour your gasoline all over me. Hold me, feed me, lock the door and give you all me, squeeze me, show me that you're sensual. I'm feeling sexual. Baby, let me have you just one more night. I'm feeling sexual. Baby, let me have you. I'm feeling sexual. Baby, let me have you just one more night. Baby, let me have you just one more night. I'm feeling sexual.
Thanks, man. Think I would go and make some music then. Do it. Make something. Do something you've never done before. I don't know. It's something that you know other people do, but you don't necessarily do. Mess with arpeggiation. I love digging into arpeggiation. Like, make what I like to do is make some, if you've got any string banks, like a violin or anything like that, try and write some chords down. If you need to use Cthulhu just to get past that theory side of it, use Cthulhu to kind of get some chords down. And then just measure some arpeggiation over the top of those chords. It doesn't have to be a violin, it could be just a big fat pad, and then get a kind of plucky arpeggiation and try and make an atmosphere rather than a track, and then make a track out of that atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? So just try and create like a smoky filled club room. Do you know what I mean? Try and create a scene in your head, a visual scene, and try and write to that. That's what I like to do. And then make that into a track once you've got something that you actually you could listen to, and something that you think sounds good.
Over me.
Right, so I'm going to save that, I'm going to bounce it out, and then I'm going to jump over to my other track, my kind of slow burn track. Don't know if any... I think, was that on the last stream I did? I think it was. So the stream might go a bit funny as I bounce this out, just bear with me. It will be back. I think this, if you're still there, Jens, this track that I'm about to show now, I actually did that idea on it. I think I just created some cool pads and stuff and started building it out that way. You will see in a second. This other track's very much more me, I suppose. I don't really like saying that because I don't create one sort of genre music, but hey ho. I suppose this is the genre I usually go for. The songs recently take a lot longer to bounce. I don't know if it's just because I'm streaming at the same time or I'm using more instruments. Probably a bit of both, to be fair. Or if my computer's just kind of dying. Saying that we are at full CPU and hard drive there. There we go. An open recent Tesla or guitar thing, Tesla. Save that, and that should sync with Google Drive. Always back up your shit. Very important tip there. All my projects and everything just automatically sync with Google Drive, so if my computer ever fails, it's fine. They're all there. The same with all my bouncers. I bounce them out to Google Drive, so I'm all backed up and sorted. Whenever I use Apple's pitch plugin, I always get this up here. Look, it just stays there. So strange. So for anybody who doesn't know, hasn't watched the last stream, the name Tesla comes from like a Tesla coil rather than a car. I don't want people thinking it's to do with a car, because it's not. But the feel of this track, I feel, is very electric. And I said, as I was making it, I like the idea of electricity. And as I was saying, creating a visual aid in your head is a good way of producing tracks. And when I was producing this track, I very much came up with the idea of a Tesla coil and someone kind of building a Tesla coil, and then that builds up to the drop, which is very like electric and kind of like powerful. I'm not sure if it's too powerful yet, we'll get there, but that's the idea, and that's my visual aid behind this. As you can see, there's quite a lot happening in this track. We're on 87 different tracks, and that is with me regularly going through and deleting unused ones, which by the looks of it I still need to do for these ones. Yeah, so that's my visual aid. So if you think of like a video that someone would make to this track, I would want them to be someone building a Tesla coil in kind of a warehouse, and then the drop is it turning it on. It's like kind of electric all over. So keep that in your head. it's Tesla. So that's the kind of again, I'm only talking to the people who haven't heard this track before, but that's the idea behind the whole track. Is this part here is very electric and very, as you can imagine, a Tesla kind of the unpredictability of the forking of the electricity, kind of like spurting out, and I kind of use the pitch bend and the glide of the notes to kind of get the randomness in there. So a lot of thought went into that that actual sound. I'm not sure if it portrays the image I'm trying to, but the thought was there. Rebalance that out, and I think I'm going to call it a day there, guys. An hour and 15 minutes, that's not too bad. So as that's bouncing out, I'll say my goodbyes. We've not had many in. We've had a fair few, 2 people I think chatting. Hopefully we'll get more views later on. If you do, don't forget, I always say it, but please leave your comments below. It does let me know that you're listening after the fact, even if you can't catch me live. Or even if you've got any suggestions of times you would like me to stream, I'll try and get those done if I can at some other time. I know I have a lot of friends who watch overseas and stuff like that, so I know it's hard to watch me live and stuff, but if you much prefer me to stream at a different time, if a lot of people are saying similar times, then I'll try and stream at that time. Even if it's in the middle of the night, I don't mind streaming if it allows some of you guys to watch along, because it is a lot better when people are talking and I can reply to your chats and stuff like that. Next time I will be streaming, what day are we on? We're on Monday. Maybe Friday I might stream if we get to it, so keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure what time it'll be. It might be a similar time as today. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next stream. Ciao.